Hi everyone. So on YouTube Pagans, which is a group on Facebook, there was a question asked. And basically it was, if you were raised in an Abrahamic faith, how did the transition from going to Abrahamic religion to paganism go for you? Like, how did it affect it? Such things like that. For anyone who doesn't know, there are basically three main religions that are Abrahamic, and there's like subsects and stuff that come from them and other things, but basically there's at least three main ones, which would be Judaism, Christianity, and then Islam. So I was raised a Christian, specifically I was raised a Catholic. As I got older, I started to realize that it didn't quite fit with me. There were things that I still believed in and that I still hung on to, but certain stuff just didn't make sense to me. Certain stuff just didn't feel complete to me. So when I was 16, next to me about 15 going on 16, I had discovered something called Wicca. And so I started getting books on that. And I got The Idiot's Guide to Wiccan Witchcraft. Now, the thing is, there's whole debates about Wicca and Neo-Wicca and whatever. But nonetheless, it's still considered a pagan religion, what these people are writing about. Paganism is an umbrella term. There's a lot of different versions of what people consider to be paganism. So, moving on. I started reading this book. And let me just say now that, like I was just saying, there's debates and everything, so not everyone is going to agree with everything that was said in this book. However, what these writers were writing about is something that kind of made sense to me. Okay? So, they were saying that gods and goddesses all are forms of this one being called the All. Alright? And being raised a Christian Catholic, we have the whole Trinity thing, which is the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, and which are three persons that make up one God. So the idea of God being able to be in multiple forms wasn't something that was new to me. However, a lot of pagan religions like Wicca, who use pantheons, even mixed pantheons, and depending on what your beliefs are, it was like an extended version of what I was raised with. Because I was used to people praying to Mary and saints, angels. Angels were another thing that came up in The Idiot's Guide. Although they're kind of looked at a little bit differently than the whole war against Satan and battle in heaven and fallen angels kind of stuff. I notice a lot of times they can be attached to elements and certain things. But nonetheless, angels can be a part of Wicca. Or some other religions. There are, traces of angel-type beings in, other stories, like physical attributes and other stuff like that. I mean, angel is technically from a Greek word that means messenger, so, it's older than Christianity, really. The story of Jesus, virgin birth and saviors and everything else have appeared in religions before that. As I got older, I was doing research and everything. And, a lot of people would kind of move away from Christianity completely and everything, saying that, this is a copy, this isn't real, and this and that. But, for me, it was kind of like, okay, maybe, God has done this, maybe even more than once, or maybe it's just different versions, different cultures have told. And sometimes certain ones make more sense to other people. Like, certain versions make more sense to one person than the next. So, Then later on, I started learning a little bit more about Hinduism, which again, Hinduism is very flexible from my understanding. They have everything from actual hard polytheists to atheistic Hindus, who kind of see the gods more of like symbolism, I think, because I was actually talking to a person who was basically raised, I think, Hindu, but it had more atheistic beliefs. Me, I'm very theistic. I do believe that there is a higher power. And so the thing is that going from a Catholic to a pagan, I'm kind of in between stuff like Wicca and Hinduism. I haven't decided like where I'm at yet, and I'm also kind of getting interested in Cometicism and Druidry. But the thing is that, you know, being raised the way I was and seeing the things that I did, transitioning from Abrahamic to paganism wasn't all that much of a big deal for me, because the religions I was looking into, because I'm very eclectic, and when I found, you know, that you can be eclectic and everything, you know, it's like that I could keep my same beliefs, at least some of them that I had, and kind of expand upon that. Like, you know, I already believed in one God. I was already used to there being a possibility of this God having different forms. So, but it was mainly pretty much all male. And then it was just Jesus and the Trinity thing, except for, you know, the God of the Old Testament and everything. So then I started to get a female form of God. Names of gods from different cultures, different stories. So, honestly, it really wasn't all that big of a transition for me. I know for some people it really is. Some people totally drop their Abrahamic religions and everything, but I really found a way for me that I could blend it in with paganism. Jesus is my patron god. I do have other ones that I feel close to. Ganesh is definitely one of them. Shiva has become another one. Like I said, Hinduism became a very big thing of interest for me. For goddesses, I really do look to Kali. I just love what she represents. I hate the fact that she's so misunderstood and everything else. But, you know, I never really felt a, like, calling from the gods, even when I was, like, Christian or whatever, because I'm, like, kind of an eclectic Christo-pagan now. But the thing is that, you know, you hear about these people who've had dreams and who've meditated and stuff like that, and there's nothing wrong with that. If they found that, fantastic. But for me, it's just things I see in life, things I feel. You know, I haven't had that, like, awakening kind of thing, and I may never will. Maybe that's just not how my path is going. Maybe I'm finding it in different ways. But, yeah, basically, I was raised Catholic. I did some studying. I found things that allowed me to blend my beliefs that I was keeping with new stuff. And my path is still growing. And I'm finding my connection to deity in my own ways. So anyways, before I start rambling on, that basically is, you know, my transition and everything. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.